My brothers and sisters in deen, I enjoin upon you and upon myself the fear of Allah Ta'ala. Inshallah, in today's sermon, we will be focusing on some of the teachings of one of the hadith of our noble Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and the hadith transmitted by Imam Muslim. In that noble hadith, our Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is saying that al-birru husnul khuluq. Al-birru husnul khuluq. Our noble Prophet Sallallahu in this hadith reminded us what righteousness means. It is what is meant to be righteous. Because it's easy for you to see anyone claiming to be righteous. Because we all believe that the Jannah or the hereafter is meant for those who are righteous. And everyone is working towards achieving that. But if we look at this hadith, we will get to understand that righteousness have connection with your character. Because in the hadith, our Prophet ﷺ said to us that al-birru, he said righteousness, not khuluq, is good behavior, good character. I usually remind my brothers and sisters that in most cases, when we are comfortable or okay with our situation, or not comfortable or okay with our situation, it mostly lies with our character. It lies in our behavior. It has nothing to do with any particular individual. And that if we want to change whatever state we are in, what we ultimately need to focus on is our character. And that's why when we look at the Quran, one of the greatest things it praise our noble Prophet with his behavior. He said, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. You stand on the best and most noble character. So my brothers and sisters, indeed, we all collectively need to work towards making our characters better. And by making our characters better, we will make our families better, we will make our communities better, we will make our states better, we will make our nations better, we will make the globe life better. And the more, bad our character is, then that is, the more negative we tend to go in our character, then the more negative things we see in our life. And sometimes, but I give an example. Take for example, like in our own politics, as governments are changing, individuals are changing, but things are not changing. Why? Because we focus on changing people, not changing behavior. And our problem is the behavior, not the people. The person who damaged a place can also repair a place. So if you want him to repair the place, it's for you to change his thinking. And that's why our noble Prophet said to us in a hadith that inna fil jasadi mudghah. He said in the body there is a flesh. If that flesh is okay, صلح الجسد كله. The entire body is okay. وإذا فسدت, if that flesh is adulterated, if that flesh is contaminated, if that flesh is spoiled, فسد الجسد كله. The entire body is adulterated, the entire body is spoiled, the entire body is bad. So the brothers and sisters, so we need to always check ourselves, check our behaviors, and with that we'll be able to know our level of iman. Because there's connection, as we said, there's connection between your iman and your behavior. The best Muslim will be best in character. That's why the best Muslim It's Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he is the best in character. Because Islam came to guide you in your behavior. Clearly, our Prophet said in the hadith that innama bu'ithtu. He said, I have been certainly sent. That is, certainly I have been sent to do what? He said, لِأُتَمِّمْ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ, to fulfill noble characters. And that's why in a related hadith, he is saying that أَكْمَلُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِيمَانًا. Because everybody claims to have faith. Everybody claims to be a believer. Then he said to us clearly in this hadith that أَكْمَلُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِيمَانًا. He said the best among of the Muslims, the best of the believers in terms of faith, he said أحسنهم خلقا, the best in character. He said خياركم لنسائهم, the best amongst you are those who are best to their wives. So here, looking at the hadith, it made it compulsory upon each and every one of us to work towards making himself better character-wise. Because we can't change our situation unless we change ourselves. If you can change yourself, you can change somebody. That is, you can offer what you don't have. One who lacks something cannot offer it. You can give somebody what you don't have. Take for instance, if you can speak French, you can teach somebody French. If you can speak English, you can teach somebody English. If you cannot read Quran, you can teach somebody Quran. You can speak Arabic, you can teach somebody Arabic. So if you don't have money, you can give somebody what? Money. So it is what you have, you can offer. So it is, and that's why we all need to take this matter of character extremely serious. Sometimes we blame our leaders for things going on. Yes, sometimes they have a blame. I'm not exonerating them. I'm not saying they don't have blame. But in most cases, the problem is not because they are leaders. The problem is because of their behavior. And that person is behaving the way he is behaving before he got to that position. If somebody is arrogant before he occupies a position, he's arrogant because before he came there, that position only manifested his arrogancy more. That's all. If somebody is arrogant before he became wealthy, yes, he was arrogant before he became. That's his behavior, that's his name, that is his character. So the character, anywhere he have an opportunity, that character manifests more. If you can see the arrogancy clear of an arrogant person when he is wealthy than when he is poor, because that poverty will force him to at least control some things, adjust some things. Now he has the money. Maybe he's arrogant before he has power. Yeah, when he doesn't have power, so even if he's arrogant, so what's the big deal? So what can he do? He can't do anything. But when he now has the power, the arrogancy will show more. So it is not the position that makes him arrogant. It is the position only made the arrogancy to become what? More manifest. So brothers and sisters, so aid away and reminded us of the need for us to collectively, whether as politicians, whether as businessmen, whether as civil servants, whether as security officers, in whatever capacity you find yourself, whether as a husband, as a wife, as a child, as a neighbor, as anything, check your behavior. Because your behavior has connection with how your environment is going to be. Your behavior seriously have connection with the kind of environment you will have. Nigeria, Allah have given Nigeria everything. There's nothing wrong with Nigeria. If you like change the name, it is the same land. So like I say, the distinction between Nigeria and Nigerian. Nigeria is absolutely okay, but Nigerians are the ones who have problems. So if we want to change Nigeria, so what we need to do is to change the Nigerians. And that is changing me and you. Me and you checking our behavior. If we want to be united, or most especially as Muslims, we need to hold firm onto our deen. We need to submit fully to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said to us in the verse of Allah, "Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, udkhulu fi silmi kaffa." Enter into the deen wholeheartedly, completely. They say, وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. Do not follow the footsteps of shaitan. إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌ مُبِينٌ. Because shaitan to you is an open enemy. So when you see a Muslim Yoruba man, or a Muslim Igbo man, and a Muslim Hausa man not being able to live in harmony, the reason is because the three of them have refused to fully submit to Allah. If not, a Muslim Yoruba man supposed to protect a Muslim Hausa man and a Muslim Igbo man. A Muslim Igbo man supposed to protect a Muslim Hausa man and a Muslim Yoruba man. And as a Muslim, generally, you are even trained or commanded by Allah to struggle towards living in harmony with all creatures of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. As a Muslim, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made you to know that it is wrong for you to oppress anyone, even a non-Muslim. Or like as a Muslim, if you have a neighbor who is a Muslim, or who is a Christian, or who is a beggar, and you can live in harmony with him, then that means something is wrong with what? Your iman. Something is wrong with your character. Because Islam taught you how to live with all kind of neighbors. Your Messenger taught you in a hadith that your neighbors are of three categories. He said you have a neighbor that have three rights over you, and you have a neighbor that have two rights over you, and you have a neighbor that have one right over you. He said the neighbor that have three rights over you is a neighbor who is a Muslim and bloodly connected to you. So if you have a neighbor who is a Muslim, he have right of neighborhood, one, right of Islam, two, and right of what? Kinship. He has right of what? Neighborhood, right of Islam, right of kinship. Then another one have two rights over you. He has what? Maybe he is not a Muslim, but he is bloodly connected to you and he is your neighbor. That means he does not have right of deen over you, because lakum dinukum waliya deen. But he has right of neighborhood and right of what? Kinship. Islam commands you to maintain good relationship with your family members, even if they are non-Muslims. Thirdly, another one that can have two rights is who? One who is your neighbor and he is religiously connected to you but bloodly disconnected from you. That is, he has right of Islam, right of what? Neighborhood, and no right of what? Kinship. Then the one that have one right is your neighbor, who is what? Your neighbor, non-Muslim and not bloodly connected to you. So he has right of what? Right of neighbor. So Islam commands you to take care of what? Your neighbor. That's what Allah said in the hadith that man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyukrim jara. He said one who believes in Allah and the last day should honor his neighbor. So brothers indeed. So we need to always remember that there is connection or there is affiliation between our behavior and our faith. So if character-wise you are bankrupt, that means faith-wise you are also bankrupt. So if character-wise you are okay, that means inshallah faith-wise you are also okay. Because when you look at the Quran, it comes to teach you how to live in your world. That's what the Quran comes to do. The Quran comes to teach you how to live in this world. It did not come to teach you how to live in the hereafter. It came to teach you how to live here. It's not teaching you how to live in the hereafter. The way you will live in the hereafter is different from what the Quran has. Some things prohibited in the Quran. Here, are halal in the hereafter. So the halal haram in the Quran are meant for this world. Then when you live like that, then Allah will give you a better life in the hereafter. If you follow the Quran, you will have a better life in this world. And when you follow the Quran, you will have a life in the hereafter which is better than the one you live in this life. And this is why Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala goes in the verse of Quran that Man amila salihan, whoever does righteous deed, that is, whoever lives his life in accordance with the teachings of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in this world, Allah says, we are going to make him live a good life in this world. وَلَنَجَزِيَنَّهُمْ, we are going to reward them in the hereafter with something better than what they do. So brothers indeed. So let us collectively work on our characters so that we can be able to have decent communities. We want to have a community whereby, irrespective of our tribal differences, we should be able to live in harmony. Irrespective of our status or whatever, we should be able to live in harmony. We should be able to protect ourselves. We should be able to give each other good life. And I usually tell my brothers and sisters, the kind of life you want, you cannot have it if you don't walk towards others having it. It's a law of nature. What you refuse others to have, you too cannot have. If you want to have peace, work towards others having peace. If you want to be comfortable, work towards making others comfortable. You want Allah's mercy, be merciful to others. يَرْحَمُوا مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يَرْحَمْكُمْ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاءِ. You want Allah's mercy, you can't get it just like that. You need to do something to achieve that. They say nothing goes forward. But nothing. You want Allah's mercy, and be merciful to Allah's creatures. They say يَرْحَمُوا مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يَرْحَمْكُمْ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاءِ. And then in hadith he said, مَنْ لَا يَرْحَمْ لَا يُرْحَمْ. The one who doesn't show mercy to others will also not have one. Mercy. If you want to have security, work towards others having security. Take for example, if you are in a position, you have a means of creating security for others, do it. Because when you create for them, you too will have. If you deprive them, you too will not have. And we are seeing the examples today. So who among us feels secure? Who is feeling secure? It doesn't matter. Even no matter your position, nobody is feeling secure today. Why? Because each and every one of us is working towards his own security, forgetting the security of other people. If maybe, as a councillor, or as a local government chairman, or as a commissioner, or as a minister, as a governor, as a president, if you work towards securing your community, work towards securing your territory, you too will automatically have the security because you are living within that territory. But if you make that territory, insecure, no matter the number of security men you surround yourself with, you are still insecure. I usually say to my brothers and sisters, you don't need to envy anybody with full load of security men around you. That is not enjoyment. Any reasonable person knows it's not enjoyment. That person surrounded himself with those loads of security men because he is feeling insecure. And that feeling inside is a problem. That's why Allah Ta'ala told us in a verse of the Quran, فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Was speaking to the Quraysh. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. They should worship the Lord of this house. الَّذِي أَطْعَمَهُم مِّن جُوعٍ, the one who fed them from what? From hunger. وَآمَنَهُم مِّن خَوْفٍ, and also secured them from what? From fear. So if you see every category you fall within, each category has its own problem. Yes, everybody feels insecure, but the rich and the powerful ones feel more insecure than those who are not. Just the way that those who don't have power or who don't have some of those opportunities suffer hunger more. So everybody has what he suffers more. The rich fears more, and the poor goes hungry more. So everybody has his own problem to work on. And it is mandatory upon each and every one of us to work towards having a secure environment. We work towards having a sub-community that everybody is safe from hunger. My brothers and sisters, and one of the ultimate ways of achieving that is by what? By being conscious of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. عباد الله أقول ما تسمعون استغفر الله العظيم الجليل ولكم لي ولكم وسائر المسلمين من ذنب وخطايا وصدق الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه ما بعد عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. Sisters and me, if you want to work on your character, all you need to do is learn the Quran, understand it, and practicalize it. That's all. Quran will make you a better person. It teaches you what to do that will make you a good person and what to avoid to be a better person. It teaches you what you will do to make your environment better and safer, and what to avoid to make you live more peacefully. And that's why in a hadith, Sahabas were asked about Sayyidina Aisha was asked by the companions about the character of Prophet. She said to them, what kind of khuluquhu al-Quran. So if you want to have the best character, just learn the Quran, understand it, and live according to the teachings of the Quran. So what is making things difficult for us today is most of us, we read the Quran, but we don't follow it. And we think what righteousness means is just, yes, you don't miss your salah. Yes, it's part of righteousness. Oh, you perform hard. Yes, it's part of righteousness. But those things you focus more on are mentioned as what? Pillars of Islam. They're just like the mosque have pillars. So the pillars alone didn't make the mosque. Other things come together to what? To make the mosque. The roof is not a pillar. It is what? It covers you, shelters you from what? From the sun. So there are a lot of things that come together to make up Islam. How you eat, how you drink, how you talk, how you relate with your wife, how you relate with your children, how you relate with your neighbors. All these things form part and parcel of Islam, and that's what makes your character. And that's why if you want to be a good Muslim, then you try to live by that. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us. Allah Ta'ala make us one of the most righteous people, inshallah, of our time. Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us to do whatever will bring good to our communities and to avoid what will harm our communities. Inshallah, maybe I will quickly summarize what I say in English, read in Hausa for the greater for the benefit of some of my brothers and sisters who maybe not being able to catch up to some of the things we've been able to say in English. Allah Ta'ala guide our leaders towards being what will save all of us from the situation we're in. Inshallah, abinda muka jawo kullum juna kai shine hadisin Maki sallallahu alaihi da yake cewa al-birru husnul khuluq. Wannan hadisi Imam Muslim shi rawaito wannan hadisi. Annabi sallallahu alaihi wannan hadisi yake cewa wato al-birru wato a ce takawa ko kuma tsoron Allah ko biyayya ga Allah shi yana nufin ne ma'anar shi ne kyawawan ɗabi'u. Abin da za mu fahimta daga nan shi ne idan aka ce mutum bawan Allah ko idan aka ce mutum na tsoron Allah yana da alaƙa da ɗabi'an da mutum, wato halayenka na da alaƙa da tsoron Allah. Wanda ya fi tsoron Allah ya fi kyawawan ɗabi'u, wanda kuma ya fi ƙarancin tsoron Allah ya fi ƙarancin kyawawan ɗabi'u. A yanzu mun ga yanayin da muke ciki. Na san wani lokaci za mu ce matsalar daga shugabanninmu ne da sauransu. Ok, shi ke kaddara hakan ne, amma duk da haka in ka bincika sosai matsalar da muke samu ko matsalar ƙasarmu ko matsalar duniya ba shi da alaƙa da wani mutum takamaimai. Tunda inda a ce matsalar ƙasarmu na da alaƙa da wani mutum ɗaya shi takamaimai, da lokacin da mutumin ya tafi da ce to matsalar ya tafi, tunda mutumin ya tafi. Da kun ce shagari, ok kun kauda shi, ko ba haka ba, kun kauko, an kawo wa Bukhari. Ok shi ke kun ce Bukhari, kun kauda, kun kawo wa Babangida. Ok kun ce Babangida ya fita, waye shigo Shanaka. Shanagon ya fita, wa ya shigo? Abacha ya fita, wa ya shigo? Abdulsalam ya fita, Obasanjo ya shigo. Obasanjo ya fita, Jonathan ya zo kun ce a, kun ce wa Buhari. Ok, wa Buhari ya zo kun ce a, kun ce wa. Me kuma kun ce ba fa so me kuke so? Me kuke so? So kenan abin da ke ba ku matsala ba shi kuke kallo ba. Abin da ke ba mu matsala shine halayen wanda ya yi barna yana iya gyara, wanda kace shi ya bata abu yana iya gyara wannan abu. Kada ka kawo motar ka ba makaniki saboda zalunci sai bata maka mota ko kaga in yayi niyyar gyara shi ne ya bata zai iya still gyarawa, zai iya gyarawa. Ba kana ba mutum aiki ka ce bai yi ba ka dauki aiki ka sake maina masa ba, ka ce tun da ka biya sai ya gyara maka, kuma ya gyara ya baka saboda me zai iya gyarawa. Abin da yasa ya bata shine rashin gaskiya. In zai gyara kawai abin da zai shine yayi gaskiya. Wanda ke kin Allah yau zai so iya son Allah gobe. Lokacin da yake makiyin Allah mutumin banza, lokacin da ya zama to masoyin Allah zai zama to ne mutumin kirki. Wanda suka yaki annabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam su ne a yau in an ambaci sunayensu zaka ce radiyallahu anhu. Me yasa? Saboda sun canza zuciyarsu, ba dan saboda sun canza gangan jikinsu ba ko sun canza sunansu ba. Sai na Abubakar kamin ya san annabi ne, sunan shi ne Abubakar. Duk wani sunan da zaka san shi da shi yawanci ma mafi yawan sunan kamin abin nan ne. Ai ka misalin annabin shi kanshi kamin mutane su san shi annabi ne, me sunan shi Muhammad. Kamin su san shi annabi ne sallallahu alaihi wasallam, me sunan shi lakabin sa al-amin. Koko to da aka san shi da annabi an canja ba canja ba. Kuma da ya zama to annabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam da ya zama da aka san shi a matsayin shi na annabi, sai ba su da fuskar shi da sauran shi ya canja. Saboda ba fuskar ake son a canja ba, abin da ake son a canja shine zuciya. To Qur'ani zuciyarka yake ma magana ba wajenka ba. Zuciyarka Qur'ani ke son ka canja. Shi yasa ko musulunci sai Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala yace da ma cikin wata aya a Qur'ani yace in yano la ikraha fi din. Babu me tilastawa akan addini, saboda Allah na son wanda ya shigo musulunci ya shigo daga cikin zuciya. Saboda in zuciyarsa ya karba wajen shi zai bayyana. In zuciyarsa bai karba ban kan tilasta shi ya bayyana maka a waje, amma kuma a ciki menene bai yi imani ba. Saboda shi Allah shi yasa da yake wannan yafi muhimmanci, shi yasa wannan na cikin Allah ke duba. Shi yasa wanda wajen shi ya nuna musulunci a ciki ya ƙi musulunci shine a yanzu ke kiran shi ne munafiki. Allah ya idza ja'aka al-munafiquna qalu nashhadu innaka rasulullah. Idan sun bayyana a fili sun nuna sun karba. Allah ya ce wallahu ya'lamu innaka rasuluhu wallahu yashhadu innal munafiqina lakadibun. Saboda haka ko shugabannin da ke kan kujera yanzu, in kana son ka gyara ƙasa ƙyale su, ka yi magana akan ababen da ake yi da ba daidai ba don su canja. In ba ka za ka yi ta canji har kai kanka gaji, har ka tafi ba abin da zai canja. Saboda ba matsalar kake dubawa ba. Ba matsalar muke dubawa. Sai na Umar radiyallahu anhu maƙiyin annabi ne a wani lokaci, ko ba shi da tausayi, amma da ya musulunta ba wasu ababen da ya yi na rashin tausayi ya so mai jin tausayi a kansu. Ya binne yarsa a lokacin da yake kafiri da rai, amma kuma lokacin da ya zamanto mumini yana kuka akan abin da ya yi. Saboda me alƙur'anin ya canja shi, musulunci ya canja shi. Mu matsalar mu a yau shine muna ikrarin musulunci, muna ikrarin bin alqur'ani, amma dabi'a mu babu alqur'ani ciki. In muna son mu gyara gidajenmu, in muna son mu gyara garuruwanmu, in muna son mu gyara jihohinmu da ƙasarmu da duniya gaba ɗaya, abin da ya kamata mu so mu dubawa shine halayenmu. Yaya halayenmu suka dace da Qur'ani? A yau za ka ga muna ƙin juna saboda me? Bambancin ƙabilanci. Amma ya kamata a ce musulmi wanda bawan Allah ne na kwarai ya ki wani saboda bambancin kabila. Me yasa zaka ki bayani? Me yasa zaka ki shi? Me laifin shi? Me yasa zaka ki inyamuri? Me laifin inyamuri? Me yasa zaka ki bahaushe? Me laifin shi? Haramun ne a zaman to bayani ko bai inyamuri ko bahaushe? Laifi ne. Waye halicci bayani? Waye halicci bahaushe? Waye halicci wato inyamuri? So wa ya gaya maka kai naka kabila ya fi na wani alkhairi? Ko mahaifinka annabi ne sallallahu alaihi wasallam, wannan kawai ne shi ka shiga aljanna. Akwai annabawan da ƴaƴan su ka san wasu za mu yi mamaki ko ba haka ba? Akwai annabawan da ƴaƴan za su shiga wuta. Abin da zai shigar da kai aljanna farko shine kai imani. In ba kai imani da mahaifinka ba to me amfanin kasancewarsa mahaifinka? Me amfaninsa? Allah ce zarba Allah fal ladina kafaru ma'taluhum kanata tahta abdayn min ibadina salihain fa khalatahuma. Ko mahaifinka shaytan ne, in kai biyayya ga Allah zaka shiga aljanna. Wala tadru wazratun wizra ukhra wa an laysa lil insani illa ma sa'a wa anna sa'yahu sawfa yura thumma yujzahu jazaa'an awfa. Allati yukhrijul hayya min al-mayyit wa yukhrijul mayyita min al-hayy. So ko mahaifin mutum shaytan ne, Allah ba zai shigar da kai dan mahaifa ne saboda ka bi shaytan, ba dan shaytan ya haife ka ba. Allah ba zai shigar da ke aljanna dan mijinki annabi ba, zai shigar da ke aljanna ne dan kin yi imani da annabi. Daga wannan lokacin kamun matsayinsa kuma ya amfane ki. Alladheena amanu wa tabi'atuhum dhurriyyatuhum bi imanin alhaqna bihim dhurriyyatuhum wa a'lanahum min 'amalihim shay. Sai kin bi shi kamun matsayin zai amfani, in baki bi shi ba matsayin ba shi da amfani. Karshen ta kai zaka fi shan azaba ma. Allah ce ya nisa annabi lastunna ka ahadin minan nisa, sai ce ne taqaitun. ce man ya'ti min kunna bi fahishatin wa bayyinatin yudha'af laha al'adhabu dha'ifan. Saboda haka ya yan uwa, mu yi ƙoƙarin gyara ɗabi'unmu, mu so juna, mu bi Allah. In mun gyara ɗabi'unmu, ƙasanmu zai gyaru. Ko in muka ƙi gyara ɗabi'unmu sai mun ta shan wahala. Saboda abin da Allah ya yi alƙawari. Haka rayuwa take. In muka wa man a'rada an dhikri fa inna lahu ma'ishatan dhanka. Haka Allah ya ce wanda ya ƙi bin umarni na zai samu rayuwa mai daɗi. Ya ce mara daɗi, mai kunci. Ai wannan irin wannan yanayi da muke ji ba kamata ka ƙara yin imani da Allah, saboda ya gaya maka kuma ka gani. Hausa suka ce gani ya koyi ji. Allah ya ce in ka ƙidi za ka sha wahala, sai ka ƙidi kuma ka ji daɗi. A wannan ma sai ka ƙara sa mu ƙidi ma, tunda mun gano hanyar jin daɗi shi dai ne ƙibbi. Ai shi yasa ko Allah sai ce walaula an yakuna an-nasu ummatan wahida la ja'alna liman yakfuru بالرحمن لبيوتهم سقفا من فضة ومعارج عليها لبيوتهم أبواب وسور عليها يتكلم ظروفا. A dunkule Allah ya nuna mu da cewa wai dan mutane su karkata zuwa ga gefe guda gaba ɗaya ba. Ya ce da sai ba da jin daɗi ga waɗanda suka gibi shi. Amma kenan ya tsara rayuwa kan kowa riga gano hanyar mai Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala ya shirye. Allah ya ba mu iko gyara ɗabi'unmu idan gidajenmu ya kyau. Ya kamata a ce a matsayinka namiji a ce in matanka ta ji motsinka ya zama to hankalinta ya kwanta saboda mumini zai shigo gida. Ya kamata a ce in mijinki ya ji motsinki hankalinsa ya kwanta saboda me mumina ta yi tana gida. Ba hankalinsa ya tashi ba. Hakan nan a matsayinka na ɗa. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala shirye rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. اللهم اجعلنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا الا غفرته ولا هما الا فرجته ولا كربا الا نفسته ولا دينا الا قضيته ولا عسرا الا يسرته ولا عدوا الا قتلته ولا ميتا الا رحمته ولا حاجه من حوائج الدنيا والاخره هي خيرا ولا نافع اصلا الا انت الله وضايع برحمتك ارحم الراحمين وعلى ربنا